Hello everyone, this is Sarah from knitwithsarah.com, and we are here with the fourth session of our Ravelry Masterclass. And today I'm just going to give you a quick little video where I'm going to show you my stash, my digital Ravelry stash, and then also my needle inventory. So both of these areas can be found in the notebook tab. So I'm just going to go right back over up to my notebook. Scroll down, you're going to see the stash. That is where all of the digital yarn you have inventoried in Ravelry will be held. And then also your needles and hooks will be down there. So we're going to start with the stash first. Now here you can see this is just a very small amount of the yarn that I currently have in my possession because I'm still working on updating my stash as well. So you can get kind of a quick overview of all of the yarn that I have. You can kind of tell that I did a lot of this all at one time because all of the yarn is kind of photographed in the same place. So I'm going to go through how you add yarn to your stash and then different ways that you can manipulate it once you have it uploaded into Ravelry. So when you have purchased a new yarn that you want to add to your stash, you just go to the notebook tab, go down to stash, you'll be taken to this page, and then you're going to click over here, add to stash. This is the first window that you'll see. It will ask you where the yarn was purchased. There's a list of several options that you can do. For the sake of this example, I'll just say that I went to a store and got some more Malabrigo because you guys know that I love me some Malabrigo. I'm going to hit continue. Now for most commercially available yarns, Ravelry will recognize most of them. So as you can see here, the computer program or the website noticed that it was Rios, and it's asking me, is that the yarn that I meant? And yes, so we're going to go ahead and choose this yarn. So the good thing about this, and what's really helpful and another really awesome part about Ravelry, is a lot of these yarns are already preloaded into the website. So as you can see, since I've already put in that it's Rios, it already knows that it's 192 meters in every 100 gram hank. Now because I'm American, I'm going to convert it to yards. So you get 210 yards in every 100 gram hank. So if I have pictures of the yarn, I always recommend you add a picture if that is an option for you. Just snap a picture with your smartphone, or you can take a picture with your regular digital point and shoot camera and then upload it to the computer. It just adds kind of a nice little visual when you look at the stash homepage. So you're going to add in your colorway or the closest color you can. So for this example, I'm actually going to tell you a story about some mystery yarn that I found in my stash about a week ago that I wanted to use. I'm actually currently using it to knit a sweater for my friend that's going to have a baby in February. So I knew it was Rios, Malabrigo Rios, but I had no idea what the colorway was because I bought it, I think maybe in 2015, 2014. So in that instance, I just chose, it's like a bluish greenish, so I just went blue-green. Now I didn't have the tabs, and it was already wound into cakes, and I knew that I had knit some of it into swatches, and I think I might have knit something else with it, so I didn't know how much I had. So the computer program knows that every 100 gram hank has 210 yards in it. So if you have full skeins that you just purchased that you haven't wound and you haven't used, you can just put in the amount of skeins that you have. But in my example, I had no idea how much I had. So I went down here to enter totals, and I used a simple kitchen scale that you can get at Target, Walmart, wherever you want to get it. And I weighed the yarn, set it to grams. I put it in a big bowl and then zeroed out the bowl. So, you zero out the container on your scale, and then I just put all the yarn on the scale and weighed it. So I got 186 grams when I weighed it like that. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And Ravelry will tell you how many yards you have. That's a very, very important tip to know when you're putting in yarn and you have no idea what the yardage actually is. You can weigh it, and then Ravelry will tell you what the yardage is. So I just wanted you to be aware that that feature is available to you if you need it. It really helped me out last week. Now I know I have plenty of yarn available. I could probably knit 2 baby sweaters with 300 and, well, maybe not. Maybe a sweater and a half, but that's neither here nor there. So when you go back, if you want to finish filling in the rest of the fields, if you want to record where you purchased it, how much you paid for it, what the dye lot is, if you need to order an additional skein later, it's always important to know what dye lot you have if you need multiple skeins for your project. And then you're just going to hit save. So that is the stash. I really recommend that you use this because this will come in handy. This information actually crosses over when you're searching for patterns. You can actually search for patterns based on the type of yarn that you have already available to you. So I know a lot of us, myself included, tend to sometimes buy yarn without even knowing what we're going to use it for. So that's where Ravelry really shines. You can say, hey, I have this skein, this much yardage of this weight of yarn. Show me all of the patterns that I can knit with this amount of yardage in this weight of yarn, and Ravelry will be able to do that for you. And I'll show you how to do that another time. So today we're going to finish up. We're just going to go over to the Needles and Hooks tab. Click on that, and this is, you can see this is my inventory of needles. This is all the needles that I have in my collection. So the number 1 just means I have 1 needle in that size. So you can see here, these are your straight needles. I don't really have any straight needles. I got rid of all of mine. These are your double points. Now this is interesting. I wasn't sure what the difference between sock needles and standard needles are when they're talking about double points. And in my searching on the internet, there was a little debate on what that actually means, but the consensus was that sock needles are 6 inches and standard needles are a little bit longer. So you can see my larger needle sizes, my 8s and my 10s, those are actually 6-inch needles, and all the rest of my needles, oh no, I'm sorry, these are 8-inch needles and the rest of my needles are 6 inches long. So that's why those are socks and those are standard size. But I'm not really sure if that's actually correct or not. That's just the consensus that I got in my research online as to what the difference between those two are. So you can see I've got 9-inch. So these are all of my circular needles. So I can go 9-inch circulars and move across. Okay, I've got a size 6 and a size 7 9-inch circular needles, which really works, which really is helpful, especially when you're not at home. If you're at a knit night, if you're at a friend's house, if you're at a yarn shop and you're looking for your next project and you think to yourself, okay, this pattern is beautiful, I want to knit it, but I need a pair of 24-inch size 10s. And do I have that? I don't know. I've got a lot of needles. Maybe I do. I don't know. You can just log right into Ravelry. Okay, I need 24-inch size 10s. Ooh, boom, there they are. So good, I have them, so I don't have to worry about it. If you want to add a needle size, there's no plus button like for adding yarn to your stash. What you're going to do is you're just going to go to the appropriate box. See how the boxes are being highlighted as I scroll through? You're going to go to the appropriate size and length. Let's say for this example, I have a 16-inch size 3. I'm going to highlight that box. See how it's highlighted in yellow now? And I'm going to click on it. This little screen will pop up that says, currently, I don't have any needles in this size. So I can go ahead and add that. Now it's going to say, okay, now you have 1 needle. You have 1 size 3 16-inch circular needle. Would you like to add a comment? Why, yes, I would. Now in the comment field, I personally recommend that you type in the brand of needle. I have lots of different brands of needles. I have some Addies, I have some Knitter's Pride, I have a few Chiagus. So I'll type that in, whatever brand it is of needle, which kind of gives me a better idea. This is really helpful if you have more than one needle in a size. Let's say you have two needles and one's an Addie and one's Chiagu. So maybe your Addie turbos are a little bit, you prefer those for hats, and then if you're doing lace, you prefer the Chiagus. So then you kind of know what you have across all the sizes. So I hope that's helpful for you. When you're done, if you want to print out a little card, you can go up here to print a pocket card, and you can put this in your purse, you can stick it in your wallet. That way, if you know, maybe you're in a place where you can't get on Ravelry, maybe the internet's down or your phone's acting up, or for whatever reason, you can have a paper copy in your wallet. So that's helpful. And that's it for this video. I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. You can find me online at knitwithsarah.com. You can find me on Instagram at knitwithsarah, and on Facebook, Knit with Sarah. You can also send me an email to hello@knitwithsarah.com. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you next week.